Right, so before we get to the courses themselves, I just want to say a little bit about UTS as a university and give you a bit of a justification why you might consider studying here. So UTS is ranked as Australia's #1 young university. So we're a leading university, not just in Australia, in fact. We're also a leading world university, ranked top 150 globally. Our particular faculty is actually ranked a little higher, I believe. We get excellent responses from our students. 5 out of 5 stars. Everyone's learns really useful things, enjoys their time here, has a great experience coming here. We're also, in particular, the #1 university in Australia for computing science and engineering. So every other place, if you're looking at universities in Australia, we're at the top of the heap. That's just straight out. So all of the courses we're presenting here fall at least partly under that banner. We also have quite a large faculty as well. So there's lots of people, lots of things to do, lots of fun stuff going on. So now getting to some of the degrees, we have quite a range of different postgraduate options. I'll mostly be talking about master's degrees tonight. We have everything from very, very flexible ones to quite focused particular master's degrees, depending on what you're looking to get out of your postgraduate experience. So within those, we do endeavour to provide master's programs that are flexible, that you can fit to your needs within your postgraduate study and what you're aiming for afterwards within your career if you're already out in industry, and just within your life in general. So sometimes that's by picking a particular program, and sometimes some of the programs themselves are quite flexible and offer a number of different options for studying in terms of subjects, modes of study, all kinds of things. We also include a large number of practice-based subjects. UTS is a very industry-focused university. We have strong ties with industry, particularly in Sydney, but throughout Australia and throughout the world. And a good deal of our teaching is practice-informed, I'd say. So we don't just sit at the top of our, so this is in the engineering building behind me on my background. We don't just sit at the top of our building and make stuff up. We go out and we talk to our industry partners and industry peers and work out what is actually useful to you guys as future graduates of a UTS program. So with that flexibility as well, we have a range of different levels that you can take a postgraduate program at. So it can be anything from our smallest ones, which is a free online, what we call a taster course. So you can get an idea of what sort of things you might do at UTS, what our subjects are like, what we can offer, up to short courses, which are very focused, brief, but very focused areas of study where you can basically pick up a little bit of learning, a credential in a very specific area. Up to the next one, micro credentials, which are actually tend to be slightly bigger than short courses. So they're made up usually of a range of short courses, but provide you with a specific credential in a focused topic area. Following that, you move on to the more substantial postgraduate offerings. So these follow the Australian qualifications framework. So we have 5 levels in that framework for this range of degrees, going from a graduate certificate. So this is, broadly speaking, a half a year program that you would study in a particular topic area, a graduate diploma, which is basically a year, and then a master's. And master's comes in various lengths and foci, and it's usually 1.5 to 2 years, depending on exactly what you're studying and sort of what options you choose within the master's. So we offer at our most general an IT master's program, so the Masters of IT, and it covers a wide range of information technology sub-disciplines. So we have specific ones that cover the most general one, which is information technology, including things like software development, information systems, and various other sub areas. But we also have specific topic area focused master's programs in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, interaction design, and animation and visualization. So the structure of these is all, just going back a slide, these are all usually our somewhere between 72 and 96 credit points. So these are the larger programs. And they each involve a suite of core subjects to ensure a broad range of fundamental capabilities in those areas, along with a range of choices so that you can specialize your degree to your particular needs. On top of the masters, or as a further extension of the masters, we also have a master's extension program. So this allows you to take your masters a little bit further. So a normal masters is a coursework program with a practical project at the end. Masters by extension, or master's extension, I should say, allows you to study in a wide range of areas, the same as the underlying master's program. So business information systems, cybersecurity, data analytics, all the things listed there, including a particularly flexible one, which is administratively referred to as no specified major. Not the most exciting title, but it allows you to basically pick your own course completely and arrange something that really suits you. And it ends with a more substantial project. Often that is industry related. It can also be research related, depending on the exact details. But it gives you that standard, the coursework experience that a normal master's student would have, but also a pretty substantial practical engaged project at the end of that as well. So a bit more weight than the normal masters. So new this year, and I mentioned it briefly on the list before, is our Masters of Cybersecurity. So same length as the other master's program, but very tightly focused on the area of cybersecurity. So as I'm sure many of you know, coming to a seminar like this, cybersecurity has become a very pressing issue for many of us. A few exciting times in recent years about where our data is going and who has it, and why they have it, and what they're actually doing to look after it. And this master's focuses on that area. So it's all about how do we look after people's data? How do we make it secure? Everything from potentially, depending on exactly what you study, everything from network security through to cryptography, privacy, protocols, all that kind of stuff, ethics even. So that's brand new. So at the moment, that's a domestic program only. So apologies to the international students, but we can only offer this one to domestic students for a variety of reasons. But it's particularly suited to those who are either working in IT already or have done an IT qualification and want to add that extra depth of specialization in the particular area of cybersecurity. Alongside that, we also have a Master of Artificial Intelligence. Again, another area that is increasing in prominence. So it's been around for a long time, but it's really starting to come to fruition now. I'm sure you've all seen the interesting things that you can do with tools like ChatGPT and neural networks and all that kind of stuff. And this master's, similar to the master's in cybersecurity, allows you to gain a deep specialization in the area of artificial intelligence. While we're here, this is another spot where UTS is a particularly standout university. So we're top in Australia for artificial intelligence and number 3 globally. So if you're interested in artificial intelligence, UTS is definitely well worth considering. I would say it's a little unfair, but don't bother considering anywhere else. Just come to UTS. We've got the best guys here. So like the cybersecurity program, this is probably best suited to people who are either already working in industry in IT or who've done some kind of IT qualification beforehand. It's aimed at being a specialization master's. That's not to say that you can't come in from other programs, of course, but it is definitely a very technical, challenging, but also very rewarding master's program. So we also have a master's in interaction design. It also allows a graduate certificate or a master's extension, and it focuses on the human experience in using computers. So this is, I'm sure all of you have said some unpleasant words about apps on your phone that don't react the way that you want them to and don't do what you want them to do, or websites that where you suddenly appear in the wrong place or don't react when you click. So that is the area that interaction design deals with. So a lot of people don't know about interaction design outside the field of IT, but it is actually one of the most critical ones and one of the most sought after and underrepresented areas in IT as well. Like a lot of people come into IT and go, yeah, I want to code, and they go into being back-end developers, but there's a good half of the work is in actually writing the front end, getting it to work with humans, getting it to be understandable and ideally actually enjoyable to use. And that's what interactive design is all about. So interaction design has quite a range of application areas as well, and allows a good deal of flexibility. So you can see the core subjects over on the left, a lot about interaction design. There's a second group of core subjects, which are the higher level ones. But in between those, there's a good range of different areas where you can add to that interaction design experience, extend it or apply it in different areas of IT as well. So it gives you quite a bit of a range there. And like I said, it also allows the extension program where you engage in a significant research project, be that industry or academic research. We also have a more specific Masters of Animation and Visualization. So as the name suggests, it's about animation and visualization. It is based at the UTS Animal Logic Academy, which is affiliated with Animal Logic, the world-leading animation studio. So probably a good chunk, if any of you have watched any movies with computer-generated special effects recently, I know there's a couple out there. There's a good chance that Animal Logic has done a significant portion of that. So I won't go through the list because it's incredibly long, but Animal Logic is one of the world-leading computer animation studios, be that straight out animated projects, but also computer graphics in live action things. So this is linked to definitely a pretty impactful career path as well. So the Masters of Animation and Visualization is embedded at Animal Logic. So if you do this, it's a very intense program, but you'll be at Animal Logic actually doing stuff. So you will be building real, genuine animations and computer graphics at, in the real work environment, essentially. So this is not simply an academic program where you get told these are the 5 ways that you do something. You're out there doing it day to day, working in a real team with the real technology, doing all the real stuff. It also links in with a variety of other things. So it's not just straight out animation, also links with games technologies, virtual reality, augmented reality, all the new technology that is coming through in this space as well. We also have, for those who are on the more management side of things, 2 masters in technology management. So we have both the Master of Technology Management and the Executive Master of Technology Management. These offer an online study approach. So these are particularly aimed at those who are interested or already in the position of being in charge of significant IT assets in industry. So be that as the anything from a team lead for a dev team all the way up to CIO kind of thing. So this is the skills that you need to run information technology assets in a working business, and focuses on that interface between the two. So, or another way to put it, this is for the IT leaders, those who want to be out there organizing people, making sure projects come in on time and make sense and work for the business, and actually generate useful outcomes as well. Okay. So at that point, I'll hand back to Isaac to go through some of the technical details of these.